Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome you to the Cymarshall Law Show. Tonight, we're graced with the presence of a musical luminary, Joshua David Barrett, a two-time Grammy nominee. Josh is celebrated not only as the former lead vocalist of the legendary Wailers, but also for his soul-stirring contributions to the reggae ensemble Judah Tribe. With Judah Tribe, Josh was the pulsating force that brought the album New Day Dawning to life in 2013, a beacon of reggae's enduring spirit. Yet, the odyssey of Josh's musical exploits extend far beyond. In 2021, he ventured into a solo career, charting a course through unexplored musical territories after his time with the Wailers. The following year, he joined forces with One Drop Redemption, an ensemble dedicated to celebrating the immortal legacy of Bob Marley and the Wailers. Esteemed as the premier Bob Marley and the Wailers tribute band by Gigmasters.com. That is big right there. One Drop Redemption has captivated hearts worldwide, and Josh's voyage through the realms of music has been nothing short of remarkable, and we're incredibly fortunate to have him here with us today. Welcome to the show. Josh, how you feeling today, my guy?
What's up, King? Iron Man, give thanks to life, appreciate you for having me.
Word. So I was doing a lot of research on you before the interview, and I found your journey kind of started from churchical upbringings to performing with the top artists, and that's fascinating to me. How did those early experiences shape your musical path?
Well, I said, as far as the church part, like my auntie used to lead the choir. The children, first she led the children's choir and then she led the adult choir. But when she led the choir, me and my cousins had to come to church for rehearsal and, sing praises, as little children. Right. Some of us gravitated toward instruments, as we got older. But that experience gave we a spiritual and rootical groundation, and also teach you about community and the importance of having a spiritual foundation in community,
Yeah, of course. About how old were you when you first started singing?
Oh man, as far as I can remember, I was singing. My mother told me I used to sing a song called "Someday We'll All Be Free." Not Donny Hathaway, but maybe a song from a choir that I maybe heard or something. But she said from her earliest memories of me singing was from, I was a baby and could sing and voice them words there, I'm
going to have to look up that Donny Hathaway song, but you said you probably heard it from a choir before that Donny Hathaway version. On to the world as it spins around.
Well, I think it's a different. I love Donny Hathaway version, but when I search for the song, I can't find it. It's only Donny Hathaway version that I know. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And you know how our village in our culture, you're born with a song. Every child born with a song.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a full song that
Yeah, I know what you mean. Were your parents musical as well?
Yes, well, my father and my mother, yes. All of the talents where me have, playing bass and guitar, sing drums. My father do those same things, and my mother did sing in the choir and play piano, when she did younger. But yeah, I was the one continue on them way there.
Did you ever get a chance to make music with your parents?
No, unfortunately. My mother went to her rest in 2020, but I did make a song for her called Mother Earth. And she get to hear it. And, Judah Tribe debut album, New Day Dawning, that song was on there, and she cherished it and kept it dear, And my father as well. Just, I feel like they were on it because they are the reason I am who I am. They
Right.
give me those talents, so.
Right. I love that. I love that. What inspired you to join the legendary Wailers in 2015?
That was Jah Works, It's just prior to that, I was doing different works, and 2014 we get a call invite from Aston Jr., son of Aston Barrett, Jah rest him soul, who went to his rest earlier this year in February. And all shout out to Donald Kinsey, Jah rest him soul. There's so many Wailers who gone. But yeah, Fams was interested in I because Judah Tribe opened for Wailers in 2012 at NJ Pack.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from them time there, Fams are watch me and, kind of tell Aston Jr. to keep his eye upon me and check about me. And, me and Aston talk about doing works together, but outside of Wailers, because my vision never really set toward Wailers. Right. That did above my head,
So it's like a meant to be sort of thing.
Totally. I have to say so, otherwise it could have never happened.
That's crazy. I remember when I first heard you were joining them, I was like, wow, that's huge. But it makes sense because I always loved your voice. So,
God bless, King. Well, them that know we history, Adrian, from New Jerusalem from the days of lyrical graffiti, music.
You're right. I should have started with that. To the viewers who don't know, the listeners, I've known Josh for a long time, like over 20 years. We've been doing shows all throughout, like the New Brunswick, New Jersey area, and that's how I first came to know him. Actually, through a brother named Silent Night. Big up Silent. But yeah, Josh, he was killing it in New Brunswick before I saw him blow up with the Wailers. So I've just been watching Josh from afar for years. So I'm lucky enough that Josh is humble enough to come back here and have this interview with me. So yeah, me and Josh known each other for some time now.
It's a joy, man, because this is all, part of the evolution, like in them time there, we were just bringing music to the people where, and we had a support, that I don't see that kind of camaraderie and brotherhood in the music, like where we have on the East Coast. I don't see that everywhere. Especially in this country, but I know that is precious, when you have that kind of sense of community amongst musicians, because we are essential workers, whether people acknowledge it or not. We keep people, we try to keep people less stressed about their troubles, even if you have troubles, finding light at the end of the tunnel. Music, that's our portion.
Absolutely. When's the last time you performed in New Brunswick, or are you going to perform back there anytime in 2024?
Ja will. It's been a while, honestly. There's possibly going to be some things in the near future. I'm always open because there's no place like home.
Right.
So Ja will soon,
I love to hear that. What do you think is the most memorable concert that you've ever played?
Let me think on that. Most memorable one.
And why did it stand out from the rest?
Being in one concert we did in Albuquerque at, I think it was the Sunset Theater or Sunshine Theater. But I remember it was like a large indigenous crowd that came out to the show that night. And just the love that we received that night, I haven't been amongst we indigenous people because I born in New Jerusalem. So part of my bloodline is what I'm called Cherokee, Saragi, or Aniyanwiya. But prior to that, I hadn't been around with tribes. So it was an intense feeling like being amongst family. And I cannot describe it, but just to say that after the show, we were there and the people stayed just to greet I and, just greeting the people, the love, it was immense, that stick with me all my life, all my days since,
So it's a feeling that it's hard to describe, but it was like a feeling that you felt that's why the show stuck out, because it was the actual feeling of being around your indigenous people.
Yeah, there's that love, when you're, all right, Wailers sing a song, say "One Love." It's not just lyrics, you know. When you really put it in a humanitarian perspective, we are all children of the Most High, and one love is what binds us together in that Orpheus. You know, that's how we stay a part of that familyhood, that divine familyhood. You know.
Right, right.
So music is that one such powerful force as we're seeing, you know, through Judah tribe, through Wailers, you know, and even through hip hop, like what what we brought coming from New Jerusalem, you know, you get to see how those experiences, when you bring it through from a light perspective, it can have very powerful and life changing effects. You know?
Right, right. I hear that. How do you feel like you balance honoring Bob Marley's legacy while infusing your own style into the music?
Mm. I would say for me, it was always important when I received the call to add to the family tree, you know, which the musical tree. It's like, yeah, people might get an idea, say this brother here is marketable. Him can sing and maybe because you know the look or rarity, all of these things, but beyond those commercial aspects where them I look upon, my contribution where I always emphasis upon was the music. You know, me have a story to tell
Mm-hmm.
as being born 1981, you know, can tell you about what it's been like as a Rastafarian, as a highly Selassieite. From Bob time, you know, from Bob's last works until now, I can tell you what the scene has been like in the struggle. And, you know, I felt like Wailers, being a part of Wailers is a rare opportunity that it was important that we make a mark, a delible mark to make sure tell our testimony, sing unto Jah a new song and tell our testimony, not to take away from the great legacy Peter, Bunny, and Bob, but add to, you know, be a part of it and tell your story so that it's not just, you know, living off of what work was already done, that work that it done,
Right.
but to work amongst the elders, you know, and the legends who created this sound is number one, an honor, but I also felt like I have a duty to add to it and not just benefit from, you know.
Right. Do you or not do you, but what do you feel are the biggest differences from 1981 to say now, from when Bob was doing it, from when he ended to now?
I say nothing new under the sun. People treat reggae music like it brand new, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
you have to reintroduce Bob Marley to every generation because there's an effort to wipe out his influence.
Mm-hmm.
Sad to say, you know. On one hand, people sing One Love, and you know, right now, them have the film about Bob Marley life, which is good because, and forgive Rasta Flowers, Bob in that sense represent a generation,
Right.
you know, Rastafarian people in our struggle. But how much people, when you really think about it, how much people really care about the message of One Love and not just the sales aspect
Right.
that it draw a crowd.
Right. I
You
hear
know,
you.
but what this music represent, how, you know, that hasn't changed. We still fighting the same struggles where
Right.
Bob did fight, you know, even a lot of the same prejudices. People still look upon Rasta, even in Jamaica, which is sad. But in Jamaica, you still have prejudice against Rasta youth, where you have youth that get trimmed by police,
That's
you know,
crazy.
because them is Rasta.
Is it still bad like that over there? It must be.
In certain place, yes, and you hear about these things, you know, them going like cause herb, you know, like you can't bonus cliff. People them still trouble you certain place for herb. So I'm not like say man totally free.
Right.
Plus even Bob did warn we say, yeah, for careful with the herb where you smoke in time because soon them I go poison the herb. Now
Right.
Bob Marley tell you that. You know what I mean? There's a reason why them get out the gong, because gong did expose too many of, you know, Babylon's secret and what
Mm.
them did plan for Dewey.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and now we seeing all these dispensaries pop up left, right, and front center.
All right, good. Now tell me this: who is manufacturing the herb, and what kind of herb have ingredients?
Right. Because we
You
know,
understand? So we already know, say, just like the food and water, the
synthetics in
earth,
this.
yeah, man, don't tamper with it, you know?
Right, right. I can't front. I had to try it out when the dispensaries came out. I had to try it out because I was like in New Jersey.
Hey, man, I pray over all my food. You know, what can we do?
But
Do our best, you know?
but yeah. But back to speaking about your own journey. Tell us about your decision to pursue a solo career in 2021. What drove that choice?
All right. You remember the man Jonah in the Bible?
Yes.
Jonah get thrown off the ship, seeing, because it might cause problem by being on the ship. Them was going one way, and Jonah for go another way, which is Yahweh. Seeing? Me never necessarily choose for left Wailers. Wailers left I. The spacecraft lift off without I. Because Wailers was going a direction where me never did plan for go.
Right.
Seeing? So with that in mind, you know, as you know, say with Judah Tribe is an original work where we worked 10 years before me ever work with Wailers. So it's just return to the mission.
Right.
And, you know, even with that, with Judah Tribe, we go through some transition where, you know, from last year, we did our first tour since we've been in existence. You know, we play shows and sitting, but we even went through transition. So being in, you know, Arizona for a time gave me an opportunity to really establish myself upon a solo premise, but with a band called Dub Rock, which is more like a Jersey rockers, you know, reggae rockers. You know, it's not a big band like Judah Tribe, but it's just my crew.
Right.
You know, an intimate crew where we can deliver the sound.
Right.
You know, and that's giving me the kind of freedom, you know, where I needed, where it's kind of hard in a not a democracy, but a democratic institution called band. You know, it's not always easy.
Got you. I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. I like the how you flipped it with the Bible too. That makes a lot of sense for me. What's the story behind your Grammy nominations?
Well, all right. First, let me say this. 87 Grammys was the best. I think it was that when Michael Jackson did The Way You Make Me Feel. You got Whitney Houston. You had Lou Reed. You had everybody. Buster Poindexter. When I seen that now, my goal, I was like, yeah, man, it was not the goal, say, but you want to perform on the Grammys or you want, you know, you're just like, yo, that would be a great, like people want to play the Apollo. So that opportunity to be a part of that came 2010 with Q-Tip on his album called The Renaissance. We were nominated for Hip Hop Album of the Year and received a couple of other awards from BET and other such. But for me, that first Grammy nomination was a double honor, I have to say, because, all right, Grammys, Michael Jackson, I grew up on Motown. J5 is why I'm a musician. Jermaine Jackson in particular is why I'm a bass player today. So when Q-Tip did Renaissance, it was released on Motown. So that was a high honor to, you know, and I didn't realize this 2 years later that actually it's like, dude, you know, you recorded on Motown.
Crazy.
You know, and it's like, you know, I have to give Jah thanks for that, you know. That was the first Grammy experience, Motown experience. And the second was with Wailers for the album One World, you know. Again, give Jah thanks to be able to have been able to make a significant contribution to the Wailers' most recent work after 25 odd years, you know.
That's crazy, especially you being on Motown. And you not even realizing it till 2 years later. I know when you realized it, you was like, what? That's definitely... If you could collaborate with any artist, living or not, who would it be and why?
Well, living, all right. All right. I'm gonna big up New Jerus first. I would love to work with Boyzero, Lady Lauryn Hill, Milady. With all due respect, Lauryn Hill. And Boyzero it means Milady in our Ethiopic language. She is a queen. You know what I mean? Like on so many levels. I don't know what I can't say I would be so quick to sing with her because that's, Lady Lauren. But even just to play bass with her, I feel like that would be fun, and I would say second, I've always envisioned the minister, the Reverend Al Green singing the original tune "Sometimes Love."
Ooh, Al Green's my favorite of all time. You hit it on the head with that.
Respect.
Wow, you picked two awesome people. Like, man, I don't know if you could have picked anyone better.
Right.
Perfect. Is there any can you share a behind the scenes moment from touring with One Drop Redemption? Anything? Something you never told people before?
Well, what I think that last show I did with One Drop Redemption last year in November, we played at Music Box in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And the energy that night from the people did powerful, and it I think there are some clips around the internet, but it was just the energy from the people that night. For some reason, it did turn up, it's like the room became one. Everybody in the room was one. Everybody come to hear the mission, but them know the word sound, so it's not like them come for hear it, them come for jam.
Right.
Like jam in the name of the Lord. It's like, that my time with One Drop Redemption was fun because people who love I and I work with Wailers would come to hear I and I with One Drop, with respect to the Wailers' legacy. And, we had One Drop Redemption. The hip thing about that group is it consists of Wailers' family tree. Like Sister D, Lady D, she did sing with Brother Joe Higgs, and also Brother Odell. He was Joe Higgs' drumming. Brother Joe Higgs, God rest him soul, was the Wailers' vocal trainer. Peter Bunny and Bob, in them time there. Sister Beverly and Cherry, Sister Cherry. He was their vocal coach. So from them being in the band to myself, even the band leader, Brother Suba, was taught reggae music by Brother Carl Dawkins, who was one of the original singers with the Wailers during a time when Bob was in Delaware. But he was also a voice, and he's still amongst us,
Right.
But that group there was kind of like it was still part of the Wailers family tree, which why I felt like, comfortable doing any. I don't like to just be a part of anything, and especially when it comes to Bob Marley fanfare,
Right.
People can use that to exploit the thing, but people who genuinely want to hear this music and they love it. So like, again, just that love from the musicians who love this music and from the people was blessed,
Right. What is your favorite Bob song and why?
My favorite Bob song, Jah is Mighty.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm saying, the stone that the builder refused will always be the head cornerstone. The stone that the builder refused will always be the head cornerstone. Forsake not your brother, just try and help each other. 'Cause behold, Jah is mighty, yet he sit with the mighty, he sit with the lowly, he sit with the highly, he sit with the lowly. Say the stone that the builder refused will always be the head cornerstone. You know them lyric there? Carl. Them song will make you remember Rasta fight, Rasta struggle.
That was one of his first songs, right?
One of the yeah, I mean, you know, those days there's Peter, Bunny, and Bob. You know, them days there when Wailers are sing Jah praises. You know,
Yeah.
before them was so popular.
Mm-hmm. What's the most unexpected place you found musical inspiration?
I can't say it's unexpected, but it's diamonds in the rough. You know, experience, teach it, knowledge.
Got it.
Some of the music, like the album where we did One World, that music comes out of experience. You know, what we were dealing with at the moment, where we were moving. You know, Stand Firm in a Babylon was written in Charleston, South Carolina, the night the youth shot up the church. We were there performing.
Oh, damn.
You know, and certain things where you hear us sing about, you know, even with during my time with Wailers, like it's in the music, you know, like we don't have to go into all great detail, but yeah, the hardships where you go through is good and bad, you know. The joy is in it too, cause the first song where we write together as Wailers, I Am the Rasta Man, You Can't Get Tired Out. That was our first collaborative effort when I joined the band, you know. But when you say you can't get tired out, is because we get to fight, you know. And I was shocked to see some of the things that Wailers had to go through, even being the Wailers, you know, album of the century and the great Bob Marley. But people treat it like it brand new,
right?
You know. And, so out to the back of the sweet of victory, you know.
Yeah, I get it. Doing all those shows, man, how do you keep your voice in top shape during all those tours? Is there like a secret to making sure your voice stays in top shape or anything?
Man, the secret for me is the teachings of my great guru, Brother Jerry Eastman from Brooklyn, New York at Williamsburg Music Center. He prepared me and trained me vocally before I went on tour. Now, enough people may not know this, but since I was a lad, I suffer with bad allergies. Like I have had that for a long time. So some nights on tour was hard, you know, and to get through it, and especially going to new place and, you know, you get a rush of pollen, depending on the type of year. But anyway, being able to have certain vocal technique and exercises to do helped me to maintain, you know, and to be able to get through shows. A couple nights to get the best of me, but I mean, I don't know if you see or anybody seen the Elvis movie. They didn't treat artists so nice, you know. If you have a cold or something like, and you couldn't sing, you know, they would shot you up with drugs and give you steroids and these things, and they say, get out there and perform, you know, and they forget say, is human,
right?
You know. But once you having technique to rely upon is the best thing, you know, like especially you have to take care of the whole body too. It's not just the voice. You have to make sure your chest can carry, your lungs can carry air. You have to make sure your leg them strong. You have to eat right. You have to sleep. All of these things, you know, have to drink enough water and make sure, you know, everything inside loop up and the pipes is working, you know?
Right.
All of those things are important. You're like trained like a decathlon, you know?
Is there any like special tea you might drink or anything specific like honey and lemon tea or like anything specific or just everything you just said combined?
Well, main thing where me drink ginger, turmeric, you know, honey, lemon, cayenne, cinnamon is a nice mix. All organic, you know, and especially when you're traveling, because I'm gonna tell you, when we were traveling in certain place, I feel like if we didn't have them bush tea, we could have did dead, because I remember in 2019 when Wailers were traveling West Coast, we were in Vancouver. And after coming from there, I seen there that I never knew existed in terms of poverty and thing. Right around the corner from where we were touring with Wailers.
In Vancouver?
And after I think it's Vancouver, West Coast. And when we came back from that tour, Wailers was sick. Everybody was sick for over 2 months, you know? And, you know, because the way the music industry shut down kind of in November, everybody's sick and we don't know why. Well, we get to find out later, say, a COVID make its entry over there, so.
Right.
In parts of the world, you know, is someone would I call it coincidence, but I know for a fact, with Bush T and being traveling in those situations, we were still on the road before they even knew what to call this thing.
Right, right.
You know, so Bush T, them kind of thing that help we. And yeah, I forget. The thing is, why we always say organic, even though we don't trust them, but you have to do the best you can to take care of your body. Because once Babylon find out, say something work, you know, them come after it too. But like I said, even with the herb, pray over all my food.
Yeah, same. It's funny you say Canada or Vancouver, because my Jamaican aunties from Canada always send me moringa tea. And that's what I've been using to keep the eye healthy.
Straight, you know.
Yeah, of course. You had mentioned the Elvis movie earlier. That's kind of new, right? The Elvis movie.
Yeah, within the past year and a half or something.
Yeah, I skipped over that, man. Would you say was I tripping? Is it worth seeing?
I watched it because I like to get a well-rounded perspective, like why they care about Elvis.
Right.
You know, like, all right. Yeah, Elvis, great. So what is it about this man? What the movie have to say?
What did you find out? Because I skipped it.
I found out, say, the system, no love I and I, Virgin. No disrespect to the man Elvis. He was talented and inspired by I and I music. But I have a side with the elders, you know. They will glorify Elvis but reject B.B. King and give them a hard time and give Ray Charles and give everybody else a hard time. Just because they have an agenda, not because they love talent. You know, and put it like this. All right, you want to know what they think about Elvis? They just released in the news this new AI program that is called Elvis. All right, and Elvis stands for Ensuring Likeness, Voice, and Image Security.
No.
Signed by Governor Bill Lee in Tennessee, called the Elvis Act, which allows cloning of the voice, image, you know, likeness. Basically, the same thing that they did to Bill Withers when they wanted him to stop singing original music and just sing Elvis covers. Now they got AI this Elvis thing now to make sure that you have no originality, and they're showing us that they don't need us, the human voice, anymore.
That is nasty work.
You see?
Dang, I'm gonna have to look that up. Elvis, I can't forget the name either. But you just said something else that blew my mind that I didn't know about. Did you say they forced my man Bill Withers to stop singing original songs and sing Elvis songs? Is that what I heard you say?
They tried to, but he, being a businessman, said, me go run my publishing, collect my money for these masterpieces that I give you, and I quit the industry, and then I'm going to just collect my money.
Oh, so that's why he left the industry.
Yeah, man. When it's either you slave or you remain free, and if you're going to remain free, you better have a plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bill Withers.
You dig?
Ain't No Sunshine is my favorite song of all time. I don't know which version I like better though. His version, or I know he sang his version first, but I don't know which one I like better, his or Al Green's version. Which one you like better?
Oh, bro, can I throw another one in the mix? Michael Jackson on the Got to Be There album.
Jeez. That now you playing dirty. Which one you think?
I gotta give it to Mike, man. Mike, I'm sorry. He did to Bill Withers the same thing he did to Smokey. He murdered their song in a very rude way.
Oh, Mike. Shout out to Mike.
You dig?
Let's see. Can you tell us about a song you've written that holds a special place in your heart?
I would say I would say there's a couple. Go Tell It on the Mountain, because that's roots.
Mm-hmm.
But the song that's personal is Wild Locust and Honey, because that is Iman testimony when it comes to why I man praise Rastafari in this time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it tells with story and with journey, like talking to my parents and my mother and talking to my father and explaining to them why I make my locks grow and why I eat an ital food and why I taking my children to Rasta Church to praise Haile Selassie first as the true and living God. That song explained that, so everyone may not understand why the doctrine and why we do these things, but you can get in a song. Say, I know just a voice crying in the wilderness, say, walk a straight path to Zion. He that come as the lamb has come as the conquering lion. Jah Rastafari, I am Haile Selassie first, live it.
Cha!
It's like majesty.
You know, my mom is gonna love this interview.
Bless up, Mama Love.
Yeah, cause you know, her and my dad is Rastafarians, so
Bless up, Papa Love, same way. You see, Jah bless for the heritage.
yeah, this is she's an avid listener of my podcast. I know this is gonna be like her favorite episode.
up. Jah love.
What would you say is... No, let me switch the question. If you could time travel to any musical era, which one would you choose?
Any musical era?
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say I would go to King David's court. Because I believe that reggae music is not new.
Go on.
See, when you listen to reggae music, the music will come out of Jamaica. Reggae music is the music of the Israelites. And we always beat drum and chant bingy. When the scriptures tell you David make instruments and David danced before the Lord, some Naya bingy. You know what I mean? When it's saying when His Majesty go to Jamaica, it's that him here. Him hear ska music and him hear Naya bingy. That is an ancient sound. I just want to prove, say, it's true. I want to go back to King David court.
That would be so dope to see you time travel back there and just pull out the bass guitar and just start going in. If only we could see that.
Dub it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you could perform a duet with Bob Marley, which song would you choose?
Boy. Oh gosh. Lord have His mercy. That one, I would have to say War. War. There's no greater song to sing than the words of His Majesty. And nobody could have, there are songs written before and after, but nobody has put His Majesty's words to better psalms than Brother Robert Nesta. And I would be, even when I sing it now, like sometimes I feel, anybody who has sing this music from their heart can attest to the fact that gang work with you. You can feel him. He's behind people that carry this sound. And I can imagine like me sing certain part and turn it over to him and just make him just go through. Because that brother, when him sing, man, he carry upon the eyes. But I just love to be a little cub. But just make me start out the song and sing a one verse. They're marvel, you know what I mean?
What's the best piece of advice you ever got from a Marley, a gang type of situation?
I would say the main thing where I get from Brother Gang, love Jah and live, curse him and dead. And that is the words of a martyr of the faith. Bob Marley is a martyr. So when it said dead, them could have killed the flesh, but them can't kill the soul. Them can't kill the spirit. And what we call irids, live forever. Because this music and mission was given to Bob by His Majesty. You can't get way out. Seeing?
Right.
That is the strength of the whole thing.
Word. I love it. Yo, do you have any pre-show rituals or superstitions?
Prayer, like, may I decrease that Jah increase,
Mm-hmm.
Forget about myself. Just take a moment and make sure free up my heavens. Yeah, I'm born a spliff, but the main thing is, make sure I'm physically ready. Like we said, a vocal exercise, make sure I stretch the body. But main thing is like, just chant before you go up on stage. Tune into the Most High and pray for mercy for everybody hearing it, because we don't know we need mercy until we get it. Like, we all need the Most High. That's what we coming to bring to the people. So it's like, may I decrease so Jah increase, That's
Right.
the goal, because nothing can done without Jah works.
Word. I love it. What's the next big goal on your musical journey?
The next thing on the horizon is Vine and Fig Tree, is we independent label, co-headed by myself, Brother Al Anderson of the original Wailers, and Brother Baruch Hines, son of legendary lead vocalist of Still Pulse, Brother David Hines. We've collaborated on the musical venture Vine and Fig Tree, where we'll be releasing original music this summer. And, we've also got artists like Brother Kenyatta Hill and others who are working in collaboration. And we're here to keep the ball rolling and make sure that our voice doesn't get lost in this present day reggae culture, because we are the roots. I are the roots. And,
right.
like, you could have watched the reggae music and say it, I get old and re-te-te, but it's the elders them know the road. So make sure we stay in tune to what we are doing, who are holding and we're the torch bearers. Don't forget about we.
Yo, speaking of what you're saying right now, how do you feel when you hear other cultures using reggae music and then making pop songs on the radio with it?
Bob said this music I will get bigger and bigger till it finds its rightful people,
Mm-hmm.
People could have make a reggae hit, but it could be, if it's not legit, it's a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And, some people wear the mask, but how long will it last?
Yeah. Finally, what legacy do you hope to leave through your music?
One that teach people to know thy creator, know thyself, and don't limit. Let my life be an example of what God can do with a no one, an insignificant maybe to others, but know that you are somebody in the eyes of your creator, and we don't have to have the same gifts. But if Jah can take my life and make something out of it, then he can do it with anybody, and educate yourself so that you know how to move through life with those gifts and talents God gave you. He does, because he never called us to be ignorant. Be true to your calling and trust the Most High, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, to bring you to his highest heights, which is called the Kingdom of God.
Love it. I love it. Yo, so my mom's been texting me since I've been on the interview with you. And I texted her first because I asked her what's her favorite Bob song. And she said she will go Redemption Song. Then she said War. And then she said No Woman, No Cry. And then, of course, One Love. Josh, can you possibly do me a favor and sing any part of any one of those songs for her? It will make her day. Plus, her birthday's in a few days.
Boy, one love, blessed and strong. Saying one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. Hear your children crying. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Saying, let's get together and feel all right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. 'Cause there is a question I really want to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless sinners who have hurt all mankind just to save his own? Believe me, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. Saying one love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Singing, let's get together and feel all right. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Blessed and strong mama, one love, peace, and love to all men.
Yo, excuse me. Yeah, I think you just made me son of the year, man.
Love, King. How you mean? You deserve it.
Thank you, brother. Yo, before we go, is there anything you want to tell to the people about anything you have coming up, or just anything you want to let people know? Anything?
Yes, some new musical releases coming out. Joshua David Barrett, some works from a new album coming out called Dub Rock. Stay tuned for the next single to be released, Go Tell It, in a new style, Go Tell It. And next coming single, we're going to do a special tribute to His Majesty, for His Majesty 132nd Earth Strong, a release of the Lord's Prayer in the original Ethiopian Amharic language.
Yo, my name is Cymarshall Law. I appreciate everyone who listened today. Josh, I can't thank you enough for coming through and sharing your insights and knowledge and your adventures and stories with us. You're a legend in my eyes and in the community that we come from. We appreciate you, brother. Anytime you want to come back to the show, just let me know. But brother, I really appreciate this. So do our viewers.
Honor, King. Thanks for having me, beloved. It's a pleasure and an honor. See you.
No doubt. This is Cymarshall Law Show. Until next time, peace, love, and positive energy. And we out like that. Peace.
Peace. Rastafari.